Hello and welcome to Dominique's Books. Today's review is Us in Ruins by Rachel Moore. This is a young adult fantasy fiction with some magical elements, but let's read the summary to find out more. The mythical vase of Venus Aurelia hasn't been seen since 1932, but Margot Rhodes is determined to change that. Drawn by the vase's supposed magical properties, Margaret embarks on her school's archaeology trip to Pompeii. Sure, it's her first time holding a shovel, but she's got something no one else does. Lost teenage explorer Van Keen's journal. Poring over the poetic entries that serve as a map to the vase's missing shards, Margaret finds herself falling in love with the boy who wrote them, and a century ago. She's shocked when her search leads her to a statue that looks exactly like Van, and then the statue comes to life. Catapulted into the present, Van is nothing like the wordsmith Margot imagined. He's all sharp edges, intent on receiving the relic for the wrong reasons. But it takes two to survive Venus's death-defying challenges, and together Margot and Van must investigate the treasure and their buried pasts before their story ends in ruins. So this was a very interesting book. I did think it was the idea of using a magic shard to bring a statue back to life was an interesting idea. And you'll find out how Van became a statue, and I just thought that was an interesting idea, and it being set in Pompeii and just all that different kind of stuff. That was a very interesting element to this book. I gave it 5 stars. I liked Van and Margot's banter sometimes, and that she's falling in love with him, but he at the time has no interest because he's from the 30s and she's from the present and all this different stuff. So if you enjoyed this review, like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Bye.